Okay, and we are recording. I just want to make sure. Okay. All right, so we're going to find our mat. And if you have a block or a bolster to sit on, you can use that as well. And we're going to start in a seated position around the middle section of our mat. And once we find our seat, we're just going to come to our seated position and our posture. So starting from the top down, we're going to focus on our head, pretending like somebody is gently pulling the tops of our heads towards the ceiling. And that'll naturally bring our spine up towards the ceiling, lifting our chest ever so slightly. And you'll notice that it'll bring our chins in as well. We're going to tuck them in. And we're also going to focus on bringing our shoulders down and back, leaving space between our shoulder blades, just engaging the muscles enough to bring our shoulders away from our ears. And then we're going to focus on our weight distribution. Notice where your weight is in your sit bones, if you're leaning one side or the other side too far. Play around with it for a second here. Find your center. You should feel like all of the vertebrae in your spine are nice and stacked. And then once you find that position, go ahead and focus on your breath. Just pay attention to it. We're not trying to change it yet, just observing it. We're just going to take one deep breath in together. We're going to inhale through the belly. Expand the ribs, inhale up into the chest. And exhale through the mouth, releasing all the air out. Bringing your attention back to your posture, making the necessary adjustments. And we're going to bring our hands together into a prayer position, spreading our fingers out wide, giving them a nice good stretch. And then we're going to set an intention for our practice today. As I like to say, all of life has purpose, and therefore our practice deserves to have a purpose. So think about maybe why you came to class today, or maybe somebody you want to send healing to for the duration of this class. And once you find your intention, just gently release it out into the universe, trusting that it will do its work. And you can bring your hands down. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to move into our breathing exercises. So I'm just adjusting myself so that you can see how these are done. Our first breathing exercise is called Kapalabhati. And this is an energizing and cleansing breath. So I'm going to demonstrate just different aspects of the exercise before we actually do it. So we're emphasizing the exhale with this breath by contracting the muscles in to force the air out. And then we're just letting the stomach loosen to naturally kind of like vacuum suck some air back in. So we're not forcing our belly out to suck in air. We're just letting it go and that'll draw in just a little bit of air. So we're focusing on pushing the air out. And so with each repetition that we do, I'll count off about 30 to 40 repetitions. It's going to sound and look a little bit like this. So once we take in the air, so the inhale that you're hearing is not a forced inhale, it's just a natural sucking motion that happens when you let your belly go. It's going to feel really strange at first, but that is how it goes. So before we do that, we're actually going to prepare the body with some breathing. And so we're going to inhale through the belly gently, nice big deep breath in, up into the chest, and exhale out through the mouth, collapsing the belly. Now we're going to inhale once more, only 3/4 of the way this time. And then we're going to exhale. Inhale one last time. And then we'll begin our exhales on my count. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Push all the air out. And inhale all the way in, up and through the belly, into the chest. And exhale out through the mouth. Then we're going to inhale only 3/4 of the way this time, just a natural breath in. And hold the breath. Relaxing into this moment. Using this as a meditation. Hold as long as comfortable. And when you're ready, you can gently let the air out and return to normal breathing. And once you've returned to normal breathing, just give me a nice wave so I know that you're finished. Perfect. So our next breathing exercise is called Anuloma Viloma. And so this is the alternate nostril breath. So we're going to take our right hand and we're going to bring our first 2 fingers down towards the palm, giving it a nice shape like this. This is a mudra. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our thumb to close our right nostril. And then when we alternate, we're going to use our ring finger to close the left nostril. And we're just going to alternate between those 2 positions, closing each nostril. Okay? So you can bring your hand out just for this breath here, but we're going to inhale through the nose. Close the right nostril with your thumb. And exhale through the left nostril. And we're going to breathe to my count. So we're going to inhale 1 through the left, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to exhale through the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, and 4. Close, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale to the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big inhale to the left, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Exhale to the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, and 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and exhale through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time here, inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale through the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, and 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Exhale through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and release your hand. Breathe normally here for a couple breaths. Noticing how you feel. And we're going to move into our warm-ups. So starting on your mat, in the seated position, you can bring your hands down to the mat in front of you. And we're going to come into a hands on knees. And we're going to tuck our toes and then lifting our hips up towards the ceiling and sinking back into downward dog. And then we're going to stay here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Focusing on our posture, working our heels down towards the mat, trying to slowly bring that bend out of our knees. You can even walk your feet here, lifting each heel, alternating to stretch. And then you contract your abdominal muscles and you're folding your body towards your legs, bringing a nice triangle shape. Also bringing your head in between your arms, keeping your fingers nice and spread far apart, good foundation. And then we're going to inhale, lift our right foot up towards the ceiling. And exhale, sink into the stretch, holding that right leg there. Breathing here for 3 to 5 breaths. And the last breath here. We're going to inhale, lift that leg a little bit higher. And then we're going to exhale, open up the hips to the side of the room, keeping your shoulders square to the mat. We're going to inhale, lift that leg a little bit higher, and breathe here. 3 to 5 breaths. And last breath here. Inhale, lifting the leg a little higher, and then bend the knee, pointing the toe to the opposite side of the room, opening up those hips a little more. And breathe here for a few breaths. With each inhale, lifting that knee a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Last breath here. Inhale, straighten out that leg back towards the ceiling, and exhale, step that right foot between the hands into a high lunge. And we're going to breathe here for 3 to 5 breaths. And on the next exhale, bring that back heel to the mat that's not already on the mat. And then we're going to inhale, lifting the chest up slightly, extending the spine. And then we're going to exhale, take the bend out of that front knee. And we're going to inhale, lifting the chest once more. And exhale, forward fold over that right leg, bringing your knee towards your leg, or bringing your nose towards your leg. And breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here. Going to inhale, lift the chest, straighten the spine, and exhale, drop the left knee to the mat. Inhale, straightening the spine once more, and exhale, sink back over that left leg, straightening out the right leg. You can adjust your leg if necessary if you need to bring your leg out here. And then we're going to inhale, straighten that spine once more, and exhale, forward fold over that right leg. Breathing here for a few breaths. Trying to keep your hips square to the mat. And aiming to have your knee directly below your hip, your left knee on the floor. And then last breath here. Inhale, exhale. Going to inhale, lift the chest once more, straighten the spine, and exhale, sink into that right foot, extending that left leg. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up, and breathe here. Inhale, we can stretch up towards the ceiling, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Engaging the glute muscles to hold up our body. We're not leaning into the hips. We're using our muscles to keep us lifted. Last breath here. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, extend the arms up towards the ceiling once more. And exhale, bring them down behind your back. You can interlock the fingers. And bringing your shoulders down and back. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, sinking into that stretch a little bit more. Letting the left hip muscles open up, engaging the right glute muscle. Breathing here. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing your hands into a prayer position. And exhale, bring your left elbow to your right knee for a twist. And we can exhale deeper into that twist. Bringing your hands as close to the center of your chest as possible in this twist. Towards the center of your chest. So we're twisting so that our hands align with the center. Even bring your gaze up a little bit. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, twist a little bit deeper. And exhale, releasing the hands down to the mat, tucking the back toe, lifting the knee, stepping the right foot back. And we're going to chaturanga down, lowering down towards the mat. Inhale, push up into upward dog. And we're going to tuck the toes, exhale into downward dog. Repeating on the left side. And we're going to inhale, lift our left leg up towards the ceiling this time. Holding here for three-legged dog. Inhale, lifting the leg a little bit higher. And exhale, sinking into your downward dog. Few breaths here. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting that leg a little bit higher towards the ceiling. And exhale, open the hips towards the side of the room. Squaring your shoulders to the mat. Inhale, lifting that leg a little bit higher. And exhale, sinking into your downward dog. Holding that leg up there. We're going to inhale one last time. And exhale, bend the left knee. Pointing the toe towards the other side of the room. Holding here, inhale, lifting the knee higher towards the ceiling. And exhale into this pose. And we're going to stay here for another breath. We're going to inhale, straighten out that left leg. And exhale, step that left leg between the hands. Lifting the chest ever so slightly, straightening the spine. Holding here for high lunge. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the spine once more. And exhale, sinking the hips back onto that back foot, straightening the left leg. Inhale, straightening the spine. And exhale, forward fold over that left leg. Breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to straighten the spine once more. And we're going to exhale, drop the right knee to the mat. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the spine once more. And exhale, sit back over that right knee, extending the left leg, pointing the toe up towards the ceiling. And we're going to inhale, straighten the spine. And exhale, forward fold. For a few breaths here, keeping those hips square to the mat. Your right knee should be directly below your right hip. And then last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the spine. Exhale, sink into that left foot, extending the right leg. And we're going to inhale, lifting our chest up. Bringing our arms up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. We can inhale, extending our arms a little bit higher towards the ceiling. And last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stretch the arms, the hands up towards the ceiling once more. And exhale, bring the hands down behind the back, clasping the fingers, the hands together, and bringing the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, sinking into the stretch, leading into that left foot a little bit, opening up that right hip. Breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to bring our hands into a prayer position. And we're going to exhale, bring our right elbow to our left knee, gently assisting us into a twist. Pushing our elbow into our knee, twisting our body, bringing our hands towards the center of our chest. Breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toe. Bring the left foot back to the other foot. And we're going to lower down chaturanga and push up into upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back into your downward dog. And we're going to set up for our first two flows, our sun salutations. So we're going to either step or hop our feet up to the front of the mat behind our hands into a halfway lift. And then we're going to forward fold, exhale. And then we're going to swing our arms up, sitting down into chair pose. Our feet should be a couple inches away from each other. And we can exhale, standing up straight, bringing our arms to our sides. Setting up for our first sun salutation. Stepping up toward the front of our mat, leaving about a hand-sized space between our toes and the top of our mat. And we're going to do 3 rounds of each sun salutation. And so we're going to inhale, swing our arms up, and exhale, bending at the hips, folding forward, keeping our upper body straight, and then to a forward fold. Going to inhale, lifting into a halfway lift, lifting the chest, straightening the spine, and exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, step or hop your feet back into high plank position, and we're going to lower down chaturanga, and inhale, push up into upper dog, and tucking the toes, exhale, sinking back into downward dog. Same thing, stepping or hopping the feet up behind our hands, and inhale into halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold, dropping the upper body, and then inhaling, swinging the upper body up with your hands towards the ceiling, and exhale, bringing your hands down. We're going to move a little bit more quickly through these next 2 repetitions. So checking our feet position, bringing our toes just an inch or 2 away from each other, and the outside of our feet in alignment with the outside edges of our mat, parallel. And we'll begin our second repetition of this flow. I'm going to inhale, swinging the arms up, straight up towards the ceiling, keeping the upper body straight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, hands down to the mat, step or hop back into high plank, lowering down chaturanga. Exhale, inhale, push up into upward dog, and tuck the toes, exhale into downward dog. And then we're going to inhale, stepping or hopping the feet up behind the hands, and exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, lifting the upper body, straightening out the spine up towards the ceiling, and exhale, bringing our hands down to our sides. Inhale, swinging the arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward, touching the mat. Inhale into halfway lift, straightening the spine. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, stepping or hopping back into plank position, lowering down, exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up to the downward dog or upward dog, and exhale, tuck the toes, and sink back into downward dog. And one last time here, we're going to step our feet behind our hands into forward fold. I'm going to inhale, swing our arms and our body up towards the ceiling, and exhale our arms down. Now we're going to prepare for our second sun salutations. And we're going to go through the first round here slowly, and then speed up the next 2 rounds. So we're going to inhale, swing our arms up and sink down into chair pose. And we're going to exhale, forward fold, bringing our hands down to the mat, straightening your legs. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, bringing your hands down to the mat, stepping or hopping your feet down to the high plank. And exhaling, lowering, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog, tucking the toes. Exhale, sinking back into downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. And exhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Lifting, inhale, lifting the upper chest, arms straight up into warrior 1. And exhale, bringing the hands back down to the mat. stepping the foot back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back down into downward dog. On the left side, inhale, lift the left leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, set the left foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the upper body towards the ceiling, arms up for warrior one. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, stepping the left foot to high plank and lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana, push up into upward dog and tucking the toes, exhale, down, downward dog. And we're going to step our feet up to behind our hands into forward fold. Going to halfway lift and then forward fold once more. Inhale, swinging the upper body and arms up towards the ceiling. Sinking into chair pose. And exhale, straightening out the legs, bringing the arms down to our sides. And that was the first round. 2 more times here. We're going to move a little bit quicker. We're going to swing our arms up, sinking down into chair pose. Inhale and exhale, forward fold, bringing our hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, planting the hands down on the mat. Step or hop your feet back. Plank position, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog. Exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back down into downward dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, stepping the right foot between the hands, lifting your upper body. Inhale, up to warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping the right foot back, plank position. Exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back into downward dog. Inhale, lifting the left foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Inhale, lifting the chest and the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bringing the hands down toward the mat, stepping the left foot back and lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up to upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back into downward dog. And we're going to inhale, step the feet behind the hands. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to swing our upper body and arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring your arms down to our sides. Last round here, inhale, swinging the arms up, sitting down into chair pose. And exhale, forward fold, bringing your hands down to the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, planting the hands on the mat, bringing the feet back. Lowering down, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up in upward dog. Exhale, tucking the toes, sinking downward dog. Inhale, lifting the right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, set the right foot between the hands, lifting the upper body into warrior one. Inhale. And exhale, landing the hands down on the mat, stepping the right foot back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking down into downward dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg up this time. And exhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Inhale, lifting the upper chest and the arms towards the ceiling, warrior one. And exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, stepping the left foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, pushing up into upward dog, tucking the toes, sinking back into downward dog. And then we're going to step or hop our feet behind our hands into halfway lift. And we're going to forward fold. Now we're going to swing our arms up, sitting down into chair pose. And we're going to exhale, straightening out our legs and bringing our arms to our sides. And from here, we are going to begin our pose sequences, starting with chair pose. So finding the top of your mat once again, moving about 6 to 7 inches between the top of your mat and your toes. And from here, we're going to bring our toes actually close together, maybe leaving no space at all, or just an inch. And then we're going to line the sides of our feet parallel to the outsides of our mat. And then we're going to inhale, extending our arms up towards the ceiling. and sinking down into a chair pose, making sure that our knees are not going past our toes, bringing our shoulders down and back, stretching our fingers out, extending our arms up towards the ceiling, tucking the pelvis in. We're going to breathe here for a few breaths, paying attention to where our weight is in our feet. Should be able to lift our toes, grounding our weight into the balls and the heels of our feet. Last breath here. Inhale, stretch those arms. And exhale, release, take the bend of the knees, folding forward into our first forward fold position. Relaxing here. Again, lifting the toes off the mat, grounding our weight through the balls and the heels of our feet. You can even let the upper body hang here. Crossing the arms, maybe even a little swinging motion. Taking deep breaths here. A little bit of a rest pose. And then we're going to inhale, bend the knees back into chair position and bringing our hands into a prayer position in front of our hearts. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the right, bringing our left elbow on our right knee. Again, we're twisting so that our hands are coming towards the center of our chest. Making sure our knees are in alignment. Weight is evenly distributed between our feet. Breathing here. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. I'm going to inhale, twist a little bit deeper. And exhale, release the hands down towards the mat, straightening out the legs. We'll rest here. And then we're going to inhale, sink back down into chair pose, lifting the hands up into prayer position. And exhale, twist to the left this time, right elbow on our left knee, assisting our twist, keeping our weight distributed between our feet. Ooh, feel the burn. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, releasing the hands down towards the mat, straightening the legs. And we're going to bring our hands down towards the mat, bending the knees, and we're going to step our feet back down into plank pose. Lowering down, Chaturanga and Dandasana, exhale. Inhale, pushing up to upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking into downward dog. Preparing for our first standing sequence of poses. And we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. And exhale, step the right foot between the hands, lifting up into warrior one. Arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. With the next exhale, we can sink a little bit lower into that right foot, keeping that back leg as straight as we can. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, take the bend out of that right knee, placing the left foot flat on the mat. And we're going to exhale, open up our hips to the one side of the mat, bringing our arms down. We're going to inhale and exhale, sink over that right ankle for warrior two. Staying here for a few breaths, extending our arms out. Keeping our upper body straight. Nice posture. Last breath here, inhale, exhale. Inhale, straighten out that right leg. And then we're going to exhale, drop the right hand and lifting the left hand up towards the ceiling for triangle pose. Resting our right arm up against our leg, or you can rest your hand on your knee or your shin. Try not to put weight on it, put pressure on the knee. You could just rest your hand here. Couple more breaths here. Bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, straightening out that upper body, lifting up, arms out. And then we're going to exhale, bring that bend into the right knee once more, sinking into the right heel. And we're going to bring our right elbow to our knee, lifting our left arm up towards the ceiling. Having a nice alignment between our shoulder, our elbow, our knee, and our ankle, creating a nice straight line here. Bringing our gaze up towards our left hand. Extended side angle. A couple breaths here. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest back up straight, taking that bend, Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat and stepping the right foot back into high plank position. And exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up into upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking into downward dog. Whew. Repeating here on the left side. Inhale, left foot up towards the ceiling. And exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Inhale, lifting the arms in the upper chest. Warrior one. Keeping the hips squared towards the top of your mat. And we can exhale, sink a little bit deeper into this pose. Keeping the back leg as straight as you can. Keeping your left knee just above your ankle. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. And then inhale, we're going to take the bend out of that knee, dropping the back foot flat onto the mat, opening up our hips towards the side of the room, lifting our arms up to our sides, and we're going to exhale, bend that left knee, bringing it over top of our ankle into warrior two. Breathing here for a few breaths. Bringing our shoulders down and back away from our ears, maintaining good posture. Breathing here. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, take the bend out of that left knee. Drop the left hand towards the left leg. And inhale, lifting the right hand up towards the sky for triangle pose. Resting your left hand either gently on your leg or right in on the inside of your leg. Extending that right hand up towards the ceiling and bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling as well. Breathing here, opening up the hips towards the side of your mat. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting the upper body back up straight, arms outstretched to your sides. And exhale, bend the left knee, sinking over the ankle, taking your left elbow onto your left knee, and bringing your right hand up towards the ceiling. Extended side angle. Breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, straightening out the spine once more, taking the bend out of that left knee. And exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, stepping the left foot back into plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking into downward dog. Preparing for our balancing sequence here. For our second standing sequence. We're going to inhale, lift the right foot up towards the ceiling. And exhale, stepping the right foot between the hands, high lunge. And we're going to inhale, bringing our hands up into prayer position. And exhale, bringing our left elbow on our right knee. And twist. Breathing here for a few breaths. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to inhale, untwist, bringing that left foot down on the mat, taking the bend out of our right knee. And then we're going to exhale, bring our hands down. Then we're going to inhale, straightening our spine, bringing our arms behind our back into another prayer position, or just grabbing our elbows. And then we're going to exhale, fold forward over that right leg in front of that right leg. For one-legged standing forward bend. Breathing here for a few breaths. Keeping our hips square to the mat. And we're going to inhale, lift the chest back up, releasing our arms. We're going to exhale, bringing our right hand to our hip. Inhale, lifting our left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, forward fold over that right leg once more, bringing our left hand on the right side of our foot. For our revolved triangle. And then we're going to, if this is in your practice, bringing our right hand up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. And then inhale and exhale, releasing the hand down. And we're going to inhale, lifting, sinking our weight into our right foot and lifting our back leg straight out, toes pointing towards the floor, lifting our upper chest into warrior three, extending the arms out in front of you. And move back here so you can see. Lifting our back leg, keeping our toes pointed down towards the floor, sending our arms out. Staying here for just a couple breaths. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale, bringing your hands down towards the mat, dropping the left foot to the mat, stepping the right foot back. High plank position, exhale, lowering down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up, upward dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back down into downward dog. Preparing to do the same thing on the left side. We're going to inhale, lifting our left foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, stepping our foot between our hands. Lifting our upper chest. Inhale, hands into prayer position. And exhale, bringing our right elbow to our left knee and twist. Revolve side angle. Breathing here. Keeping that back leg straight out. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, twist a little bit deeper, and exhale. Releasing our hands down to the mat, flattening our back foot onto the mat, taking the bend out of our right knee. We're going to inhale, lift our chest up, bringing our hands behind our back, clasping our elbows together, and exhale, folding forward over that left leg. Breathing here. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing the chest back up, straightening out the spine. And we're going to exhale, bring our left hand to our left hip. Inhale, bringing that right hand up towards the ceiling. And we're going to exhale, forward fold over that left leg, bringing your right hand on the outside of your foot. Revolved triangle pose. You can even, if this is in your practice, lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Bringing your gaze up towards that left hand. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, and we're going to exhale, releasing that hand down to the mat, bringing our weight onto that left foot, lifting the right leg halfway up, lifting the upper body, inhale, and extend the arms out in front of you for warrior three. Keeping those hips square to the mat. Breathing here for just a couple more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, bringing the right foot down to the mat, stepping the left foot next to the right foot, and exhale, lowering down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up into upward dog, and exhale, sinking into downward dog. Preparing for our balancing sequence. We're going to step or hop our feet behind our hands. Inhale into halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swinging the arms up, sinking down into chair pose. And exhale, standing up straight, bring your arms down to our sides. We're going to inhale, sink our weight into our left foot. And then exhale, we're going to bring our right knee up and hugging our knee towards our chest. First balancing position. Holding this pose. And then we're going to inhale, open up our hip, bringing our knee out to the side. If it's in your practice, you can grab the outside of your foot, extending your foot outwards. Staying here for a few breaths. And inhale. And exhale, bringing that right foot onto the inside of your thigh for tree pose. Opening up your hips, bringing your knee out to the side. And you can bring your hands to a prayer position. For a tree pose. And then we're going to take our right hand and grab the top of our foot, I'm going to inhale and exhale, sinking in, folding our upper body forward, lifting our right foot up towards the ceiling, and bringing our arm out, left arm out and up, dancing Shiva pose. Just a few more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting a little bit higher, and exhale, releasing your hands down to the mat, lifting your right leg up towards the ceiling for a one-legged split, standing split. Couple breaths here. And exhale, you can bring that right foot down towards the mat, stepping the left foot back in high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push up into upward dog. Exhale, tucking the toes, sinking back into downward dog. And we're going to doing the same on the left side. We're going to step or hop our feet up to behind our hands in the halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to inhale, swinging our arms up towards the ceiling, sinking down into chair pose. And exhale, straightening out the legs, standing up straight. Bringing our arms to our sides. Preparing to do balancing sequence on the left. We're going to inhale, sinking our weight into our right foot. And exhale, bringing our left knee up towards our chest, grasping the leg, hugging the knee. Couple breaths here. And then we're going to open up our hips, bringing our left knee out to the side. If it's in your practice, grab the outside of your foot and then lifting the leg up out and balancing here. Just a couple more breaths. Really good. And exhale, bringing the foot into the inside of our thigh, opening up the hips, left knee pointing out towards the side of the room for tree pose. Bringing your hands up into prayer position and resting here. And then we're going to inhale, take our left hand and grab the top of our left foot. And exhale, we're going to bend forward, lifting that left foot up towards the ceiling and lifting extending our right hand out and up for dancing Shiva pose. Just a few breaths here. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift a little bit higher, and exhale, release the hands down to the mat, keeping the left leg up for standing split. Breathing here. And exhale, bringing that left foot down to the mat, stepping the right foot next to it, and exhale, lowering down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pushing up to upward dog, and exhale, tucking the toes, downward dog. And then we're going to inhale, hopping our feet halfway towards our hands, sitting down into a squat position, hands down on the mat in front of us, preparing for our squatting sequence. And we're going to inhale, lifting our hips up, keeping a bend in our knees. We're going to prepare for crow pose. And then we're going to exhale, sinking our weight into our hands first, bringing our weight forward, and then gently pressing our knees onto the back of our arms, rotating, sinking our weight again more into the hands. And then if you can, bringing your feet up into crow pose. Whew. Normally I can do this, but I am tired. Just a few breaths here. And exhale. Releasing your feet back down to the mat. Into a squat position. Taking a couple breaths here. Then we're going to inhale once more, lifting our hips towards the ceiling and opening up our hips a little bit, creating some space between our feet. We're going to squat down, bringing our hands behind our feet, creating like a little, kind of like a cup shape with our, between our thumb and our index finger, framing our heels. And then once we do that, we're going to sit on the backs of our elbows. And then we're going to sink into our hands, slowly sinking until we can lift our feet up off the mat for firefly pose. And then we can bring our weight back onto our feet and releasing the bind back into a squat position. And then finally sitting down on our mat for our seated sequence. And we're going to extend our legs out in front of us, keeping our toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Inhale, straightening our arms up towards the ceiling. And we're going to exhale, forward fold, taking a hold of our shins, our toes, however far that we are able to stretch in our practice. Keeping our spine straight at first. And we're going to breathe here. Breathing here. Sinking in to the stretch. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the spine, sitting back up. And then we're going to exhale, bringing their hands behind our sit bones about 5 to 6 inches, fingers pointing towards our body. And then we're going to inhale, we're going to lift our hips up towards the ceiling for inclined plane. Staying here for a few more breaths. Engaging those glute muscles, pushing up towards the ceiling. Last breath here, inhale, exhale. Inhale up towards the ceiling and exhale, releasing the hips down towards the mat. And we're going to prepare for our next sitting sequence. And we're going to inhale, bring our right foot up into our hip or left thigh. Seated like this, left leg extended out. And then we're going to inhale, lifting our arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, forward fold over that left leg. Grabbing a hold of the ankle or the foot, however far you can stretch. And breathing here for a couple more breaths. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, we're going to straighten the spine, sit back up. And we're going to bring our right foot down flat on the mat. So our knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to inhale, sit forward a little bit. And then wrap a right hand around the front of our shin, right? And then take your left hand, wrapping it around your back and clasping your hands together for a bind. Perfect. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the spine here, and exhale, forward fold as far as you can. Staying here for just a couple more breaths. Inhale, straighten the spine, and exhale, releasing the hands. We're going to inhale, bringing our left hand up towards the ceiling, placing our right hand down on the mat behind us. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the right, bringing our left elbow on our right knee for a seated twist. Couple breaths here, keeping your shoulders down and back. And I'm going to inhale, twist a little bit deeper. And exhale, releasing the twist, bringing the right leg flat onto the mat. And we're going to inhale, bring the left leg into the lap, pressing the left foot on the inside of our right thigh. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, fold over that right leg, clasping the foot in front of you or the ankle, however far you can stretch. And breathe here for a few breaths. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, sit back up straight, extending the spine. And bring the left foot down flat on the mat, bringing your knee up towards the ceiling, pointing it towards the ceiling. And we're going to exhale, fold forward enough to bring your left hand, wrap it around your shin, hand behind your leg, and bring your right hand behind your back, clasping it with your left hand. And inhale, and exhale, forward fold. And breathing here. And we're going to inhale, release the bind, bringing the upper body up straight. And we're going to bring the right hand up towards the ceiling, left hand on the mat behind us, fingers pointed out. And exhale, bringing the right elbow on the inside, on the left knee. And twist. And breathing here for just a couple more breaths. And last breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. And exhale, releasing that twist, releasing that left leg to the mat, straightening it out. And then we're going to lean back a little bit, bringing our feet onto the mat. And then we can clasp, bringing our arms underneath our legs, clasping our thighs. And then we're going to lean back again, lifting our legs up for a boat pose. This is just an easier modified version of the boat pose if it's in your practice to extend your legs out, holding the pose here. You can do that as well. Or you can hold it here, extending your legs up and out. And then we're going to inhale, reach for our feet, grabbing the outsides of our feet, and exhale, opening up our legs for cobbler's pose. Awesome. And you can take your last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, extend those feet out straight one last time. And exhale, collapsing the feet down towards the mat. And we can even cross our legs at this point, bringing our hands out in front of us, coming onto our hands and knees. And then we're going to sit back into child's pose, preparing for our last closing sequence. And lowering our upper body down towards the mat. Bringing our head down towards the mat as well for a resting pose. Checking in with ourselves and seeing if headstand is in your practice today. I will offer different variations of the pose, different expressions of the pose, and feel free to stay in whatever expression you feel comfortable today. So we're going to inhale, lift our head, and come up onto our knees once more and our elbows. And so we're going to grab a hold of our elbows with each hand, like so, measuring the distance that our elbows should be apart. And then once we have that distance, we can release our hands from our elbows and pivoting our hands out towards the front of the top of the mat and clasping our fingers together, creating this bowl up here. And we're going to place the top of our head down right in that bowl with the top of our head touching our mat. And so we can take a breath in here, inhale, and then exhale, lower the top of your head down on the mat, cradling your head in that bowl. And then we're going to focus on engaging our shoulders, bringing our shoulders down and away from our ears. So trying to take a good posture position in this pose, because we're using our arms as our foundation and our head is just resting there. We don't want it to take the majority of the weight from our headstand. So just taking notice of how you feel here. This is the first expression of headstand. And if this is the only expression that's in your practice today, that's okay. You can remain here for the rest of the expression. Or you can take the next expression, tucking the toes in, and then lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. And you'll have to consciously engage your shoulder muscles, pushing them away from your ears. And then from here, you can walk your hips up above your spine, then gently lifting one leg or the other. And if the one foot comes up off the ground, you can slowly lift it up into headstand. Holding here for a couple breaths. Or holding whatever expression you feel most comfortable in. And we can lower down slowly, coming back down to your knees. And then we can release our head from the mat, sinking back and down into child's pose. Resting here. And breathing here, allowing your muscles to relax. And then we're going to inhale, lifting the upper body, coming back onto our hands and knees, crossing our legs together, and then sitting down on our mat. And then extending our legs out. And then we're going to lay down onto our mats, preparing for shoulder stand. And so we're going to bring our hands down to the mat beside us, beside our body. And then we're going to, we can bend our knees and roll up, extending our legs up towards the ceiling, bringing our hands to our lower back, creating a nice foundation for shoulder stand. Keeping some space between your chin and your chest. You need to consciously extend your head away from your body. Our first pose, our headstand pose, was focused on our crown chakra, and now we're focused on our throat chakra. Bringing all the attention and our energy into that area with this pose. And from here we can exhale, lowering our feet down behind our heads for plow pose. Clasping our hands together, adjusting as needed. Still focusing on our throat chakra. And we can inhale, extend those legs back up towards the ceiling. And exhale, we can slowly lower our lower back down, vertebra by vertebra onto the mat. And when we get to this point with our legs, our back flat and our legs pointed straight up towards the ceiling, we can bend our knees, bringing our feet down flat on the mat, preparing for bridge and wheel pose. And so from here, we're going to bring our hands and our arms closer to our body, even tucking them under just a little bit. And then we're going to inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing those glute muscles, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling as well, focusing on our heart chakra, opening up our heart chakra. And breathing here. And last breath here, inhale, lift up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lowering the hips back down towards the mat. Preparing for wheel pose if this is in your practice. If not, then feel free to do another bridge pose. If you're doing a wheel with me, you're going to bring your hands down next to your ears, above your shoulders, pointing your fingers towards your shoulders. And then on the inhale, we're going to lift our hips. And so we're going to inhale, pushing in through our hands, lifting our hips up towards the ceiling, up into wheel. And breathing here, squeezing our knees together. Just for a couple more breaths. Last breath here, inhale, lifting up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lowering, gently tucking the head in and lowering the hips down onto the mat. And then we can bring our hands down to our sides, extending our legs out, flattening our body on our mat. And we're preparing for fish pose here. And so we're going to bring our hands, again, just slightly under the sides of our body. And then we're going to inhale, lifting our chest for this pose. We're going to inhale, coming up onto our elbows, lifting our chest up towards the ceiling, arching the back. And we can exhale, just slightly bringing our head to touch the mat for fish pose. Again, we're opening up our heart here, focusing on our heart chakra. Just a couple breaths here. Extending our legs out, pointing our toes. We're going to inhale, lifting up just a little bit higher. And exhale, releasing our body flat to the mat. And inhale, we're going to bring our feet flat on the mat, bending our knees again. And then extending our arms out to our sides. And then we're going to lower our knees to our right side, bringing a nice twist. Focusing on our solar plexus chakra here. And breathing here. And then we're going to inhale, bringing the knees up again towards the ceiling. And exhale, dropping the knees to the left side this time. Bringing your gaze over your right shoulder. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bringing the knees up towards the ceiling once more. And then we're going to take our hands and grasp the outsides of our feet. And then bringing the arms on the insides of our legs, opening up our legs for happy baby pose. So grasping the outside of our feet, but our elbows are on the inside of our legs for happy baby. And you can gently roll from side to side here. We're focusing on our sacral chakra. And last breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then we can inhale one last time. And exhale, bringing our feet together, touching the bottoms of our feet. There you go. And then we're going to lower our legs down onto the mat, keeping the bottoms of our feet touching each other for reclined butterfly. Focusing on the last chakra here, the root chakra, or the first chakra, depending on how you look at it. Allowing those hips to open and relaxing, letting gravity do the work. And last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale one last time. And exhale, straightening the legs out. Taking our last final pose, Shavasana. Letting the feet drop open. And bringing our hands out to our sides. Hands relaxed, palms up, facing towards the ceiling. Closing our eyes. And preparing for our final pose. Focusing on our breath, just noticing it. And then we're going to focus on relaxing every single muscle in our body, starting from our feet. Releasing any tension in our toes and our heels. Focusing on our shins and calf muscles. And they are relaxing now. And then focusing on our upper legs, our thighs and our hamstrings, and our glute muscles, taking any tension out. And they are relaxed. Bringing attention to our abdominals. Allowing the only movement to be our breath. And relaxing our abdominal muscles. Focusing on our hands and our arms. Releasing any tension. And now they are relaxed. Bringing our attention to our shoulders, our neck, and the lower part of our jaw. Releasing any tension, letting it sink into the floor. And now they are relaxed. And finally, taking notice of our eyes and our facial muscles. Letting those relax and open as well. Now bringing your attention inward to our mind and our spirit. Releasing any thoughts that bring us tension. Releasing them into the floor. Allowing our soul to relax. And let our bodies do the healing for us. We can take a moment to revisit our intention. Either noticing that it came true, or just concluding your practice and sending that healing toward the person of your choice today. And we're going to take one deep breath in to come back into our bodies. And we're going to inhale into the belly, expanding the ribs and the upper chest. And exhale, releasing it all out. Bending the knees, bringing your feet flat on the floor. You can now hug your knees and roll from side to side. And from here, you can either roll onto one side, or you can just roll straight up into a seated position. And keeping your eyes closed here. Coming back to your first seated posture. Bringing your hands up into a prayer position. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to class today, for spending some time on self-awareness and self-healing. And I thank you for joining me in class today as well. It was a pleasure crossing paths with you today. And the light in me recognizes and honors the light within you. Namaste. I'm so sweaty. I'm going to end the recording here.